talk about the insulin costs being reduced and the caps on prescription, and all that's great for people who do this regularly. But for most people, it's grocery stores and gas stations. Those are the places where they're spending money out of pocket most regularly. What do you say to them? I mean, other than just hang tight, it's getting better, because there doesn't seem to be anything in the bill in the legislation that addresses that specifically. Is that right?
I would say that of the stresses on families every day, healthcare costs are one of their paramount concerns, and we know that pharmaceutical costs, drug costs, are driving healthcare costs up. And I'd say prescription drug costs are very resonant with the American people, and that is why prescription drug costs, addressing prescription drugs and lowering prescription drug costs, is a key part of the Inflation Reduction Act. The President has fought very hard for these provisions. Many have tried and failed, and he succeeded in getting the Congress for the first time to ensure that we have Medicare drug negotiation. These prices are a big component of what people are experiencing every day in terms of high costs, and we can see from public polling why there is such a great demand. And despite pharma's attacks over the course of a year, the past Congress actually passed this legislation.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, guys. I just want to add, many people ask what Binomics is, and this is it, right? This is a key part of Binomics when you think about the Inflation Reduction Act, when you think about investing in America, when you think about lowering costs, when you think about making a tax code fairer, when you think about creating union jobs, good paying jobs. This is part of this. And what we're seeing on the other side of Pennsylvania is congressional Republicans who are trying to repeal this, trying to repeal a piece of legislation that is historic and also the largest investment as we're thinking about climate change, as we're talking about. You've heard from the administrator twice this week of FEMA talking about what's going on in Hawaii and the extreme weather that many Americans are feeling across the country, and they want to repeal a piece of legislation that's actually going to make a difference and make sure we're doing clean energy, make sure that the manufacturing companies are coming back to this country and actually doing things like electric vehicles, charging stations, as you heard from the president when he was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And so that is what we are trying to communicate through all of you to the American people, and that's what we're going to continue to do.